what do you think the key issues are going to be? I mean, I don't think people, first of all, realize what that office does, like, because it isn't just somebody who oversees farmers. I mean, there is that, but it's like it's like a consumer protection agency essentially for the state, and so, like, what do you see in Florida are the key things that need to be dealt with from that executive position?
Okay, so you're absolutely correct. The job is about 30% covers agriculture. So the title of it, the full title is Commissioner of Agriculture and Consumer Protection. But 99% of the time, the consumer protection part is left out. And people just hear Agriculture Commissioner. And if you ask 99% of people, they think it's the person whose picture is on the gas tank.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they know. But the biggest part of it has to do actually with their consumer protection. Right now, the whole nation, but Florida specifically, is in a crisis. Prices are out of control. These companies are gouging customers. And as your next agriculture commissioner and consumer protection, I would be the person in charge to put a stop to that. What's happening is when you go to the grocery store today, compared to before the pandemic, you would buy a bag of, let's say, chicken, okay? And the bag says, hey, 15 pounds, 12 pounds. You pick a number. You were paying between $17 and $20. The same bag now is costing you $30. But when you pick it up, if you look, it feels a little lighter. The chicken pieces are a little smaller. So the chicken farmers didn't start producing smaller chicken. That's not the problem. What's happening is you are paying double the price for less. The bag that says 15 pounds, nobody, okay, goes home and says, hey, 15 pounds, let me put it on a scale. You assume that you are getting 15 pounds. You are not. In 12 pounds, 13 pounds, 13 and a quarter. It's a violation of state law. It's a violation of federal law. My office, the Office of Consumer Protection, would be the one in charge of prosecuting this, to making sure that this does not happen. Okay. Now, for example, in Florida, you have cattle, chicken farms. Most of these products, the meats, for example, they go out of state. We bring in meat from other states for Florida. The parts that stay in Florida has to do with watermelon, oranges, lemon, strawberries, blueberries. Florida is the first to get homegrown products. The citrus and orange juice part of it is in a very big crisis. And the other part of it has to do with plant pathology. I've already been in touch with several people, especially at the University of Florida, who the head of the plant pathology department, studying, analyzing the problem. How do we save the citrus and orange community? Tomatoes is another one that's starting to get affected. And then we need to look at other products like tea to bring into Florida. But the consumer protection part, again, is the biggest thing. People are getting ripped off. As the Satan has expanded its executive powers, these executive powers now also expand to the members of the cabinet. This being one of those cabinet positions, you can use the emergency rule, okay, under that Chapter 570 talks about, and you could use that to literally, especially when I think it's Section 125.36, to issue an emergency rule to force these companies to lower prices. In a lot of cases, what that will do, that will force the governor's hand to call a special legislative session. Now, that's a whole other problem. At the beginning, I heard Peter talked about slate candidates. This is why, again, it's important, because the more candidates you have, and myself and a few others try to recruit about 20, 25 candidates that were going to go unchallenged. I think you guys were a part of that as well. Mm-hmm. We need those slated candidates for people to know exactly what is going on. So people are paying. I paid $79 to fill up my tank today. $79 for someone who has to go to work, who doesn't have some of the resources that I have, who doesn't have money saved up in the bank. That's a lot. Florida has passed a resolution to raise the minimum wage to $15. Wilson Simpson, the president of the Senate, which will be most likely be the Republican nominee, has put forth laws and bills to keep that minimum wage from being raised. How do you justify $79? There's no public transportation in Florida, so you have to drive everywhere.
Yep.
Okay. How is it that in a state this big, this size, you can't take a high-speed train from Jacksonville to Miami? Or
we can't even get to Orlando.
Right.
We can't even get the Bright Line to Orlando from West Palm Beach.
And that's insane.
Yes.
So that has to change. So my office works with the legislature to write. We would write the bill. Heck, the bill is already written. All they got to do is bring it forward to a vote. And then here's the best part. I can sue the governor. I can sue the legislature and force their hand. And the attorney general has to defend my lawsuit that I bring forward. So that's the big part of it. People are suffering. People are struggling. This is really what I don't want to talk about. There's so many others. So.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.